What if the secret to keeping your legs strong after 65 was already in your kitchen? Not a supplement, not a treadmill, but a simple, steaming bowl of soup. In the quiet towns of Japan, men and women well into their 80s still walk to the market, climb their stairs without effort, and tend to their gardens with steady hands and strong legs. Their secret? It starts at breakfast. And no, it's not eggs and bacon. It's a tradition passed down for centuries. A bowl of warmth, of balance, of strength. But this isn't just about soup. It's about reclaiming control, without pain, without pressure, without the gym. Because the truth is, your body doesn't stop working after 65. It just starts asking you to listen more closely. So let's sit down together. Let's explore what's inside this humble bowl and why it might just change the way you start every morning from now on. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a small Japanese village as the morning fog lifts. An elderly woman, perhaps in her late 80s, walks quietly down a stone path with a basket on her arm. She isn't rushing, but she's moving, steady, upright, and strong. No walker, no cane, just her and the rhythm of her breath. Now ask yourself, what's keeping her legs so strong? It's not luck, it's not genes, it's not some expensive treatment or rigid exercise program. It's something much more ordinary, a bowl of soup. Every morning she begins her day not with pills or protein shakes, but with a warm, fragrant bowl. She eats it slowly, with intention. No phone in hand, no distraction, just the steam rising, the quiet of the morning, and the nourishment sinking deep into her bones. And she's not alone. Across Japan, this ritual is woven into the fabric of daily life, not as a diet trend, not as a health hack, but as something deeper, a quiet commitment to staying alive in the truest sense of the word. In America, we've been taught that strength after 60 means more workouts, more discipline, more effort. But what if strength could also come from slowing down? What if your morning didn't need to begin in a rush, but in a ritual? Because that simple bowl, it's more than food. It's a message to your body. You matter. Let's move today. And maybe, just maybe, it's time we listen to what the elders of Japan have been whispering through every spoonful for generations. Long before science told us what to eat, monks in Japan were already cooking with wisdom far beyond their time. In the wooden kitchens of ancient Buddhist temples, a style of cooking called shoujin riori was born. No meat, no garlic, no heavy oils, just plants, roots, and calm intention. Meals were designed not to excite, but to heal. And at the center of these meals was soup. One of the most beloved variations, kenchiniru, was never meant to impress. It was meant to restore. Tofu, daikon, seaweed, and miso. Simple ingredients that spoke softly to the body. No loud flavors, no rush, just warm nourishment that met you exactly where you were. This wasn't cuisine, it was care. Over time, as monks returned to the world, the soup followed them. From quiet mountain temples to busy Tokyo streets, it made its way into homes across Japan. And for many elders, it stayed. Today, in households both rich and modest, you'll still find an early morning table with one thing in common, a bowl of soup, steaming gently beside the day's first light. And what's fascinating, even as modern life pushes faster, this tradition remains, not because it's convenient, but because it works. You see, it's not just what the Japanese eat, it's how they eat, slowly, together, with reverence. And in doing so, they nourish not just the body, but the rhythm of a life that honors aging, not fears it. Because longevity isn't only about years lived, it's about how you live them. And sometimes, the doorway to a longer, freer life opens with a quiet ladle of broth passed hand to hand through centuries. We live in a time obsessed with quick fixes. One pill to erase pain, one food to burn fat, one workout to reverse aging. But in the quiet kitchens of Japan, there's no miracle ingredient, no silver bullet, just a humble bowl of soup, served again and again every morning for decades. It's not the tofu, it's not the seaweed, it's not the miso, it's the habit. Because after the age of 60, something subtle begins to happen inside the body. Muscle starts to shrink. Inflammation quietly rises. Joints stiffen like old hinges. And energy feels just a little harder to find. But here's the good news. Your body still listens. It still responds. And it doesn't need a revolution, just a rhythm. Science now confirms what tradition already knew. Consistent intake of plant-based protein, anti-inflammatory foods, and minerals helps preserve muscle, protect joints, and improve blood flow, especially to the legs. But here's where it gets interesting. The impact doesn't come from one perfect meal. It comes from 1,000 imperfect ones, repeated with care. A bowl each morning, not rushed, not skipped, just quietly present, warming the belly, fueling the muscles, telling your body, we're still going. We've still got places to walk. Think about it. It's not the big changes that shape our health after 65. It's the small, repeatable ones that stick. And this soup, it's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it's powerful, because what you do most often becomes who you are. And in the case of Japan's elders, who they are is strong, steady, and still moving forward. Imagine holding a warm spoonful of soup. The scent rises, earthy, light, a little sweet. You taste tofu, soft, mild, yet full of purpose. Then the daikon with its clean bite, the seaweed, whispering of the ocean, and beneath it all a savory hum from miso and mushrooms. This isn't just delicious, it's intelligent, because each ingredient in this traditional Japanese soup does more than add flavor. It plays a role in your body's strength. Let's break it down. Tofu brings the protein, and not just any protein, plant-based, low in saturated fat, yet rich in amino acids. It supports your muscles. And at this stage in life, muscle is mobility. Seaweed, like wakame or kombu, adds the minerals, magnesium for muscle contraction, calcium for bone strength, and iodine for thyroid health. These nutrients are often low in Western diets, yet critical for balance and energy. Shiitake mushrooms lend a rich umami flavor, but also powerful compounds like beta-glucans that reduce inflammation and support immunity. Your joints feel the difference, even if you can't explain why. Root vegetables, carrots, daikon, burdock, offer slow-burning carbohydrates and antioxidants. They keep your blood sugar steady and your stamina strong through the day. Miso, fermented and full of probiotics, nourishes your gut, the foundation of digestion, immunity, even mood. It's salty, yes, but naturally so, with deep layers of flavor that don't need added fat or sugar. Now here's the beauty. It's not just the parts, it's the synergy. These ingredients, when cooked together, become more than the sum of their nutrients. They support each other, and they support you. This is balance, not just on the plate, but in the body. And perhaps, in a world of overcomplication, that's exactly what we need. A return to something simple, a bowl where every spoon counts. Because after all, nourishment isn't just about filling the stomach. It's about feeding the strength that carries you through the day and through the years. You don't have to live in Japan to eat like the Japanese. And you certainly don't need a temple kitchen, rare seaweed, or hours of prep time. The beauty of Kinchiniru lies in its flexibility and its forgiveness. This soup was never meant to be complicated. It was meant to be doable, daily. And with just a little creativity, you can make it your own, wherever you are. Let's start with the base. Tofu is easy to find in most grocery stores, but if it's unfamiliar or not to your taste, try white beans, chickpeas, or even soft cottage cheese. They still offer protein and minerals, just with a different texture. Seaweed not available? No problem. Reach for spinach, kale, or Swiss chard. They may not bring the iodine, but they're rich in magnesium, vitamin K, and antioxidants, key for joint and bone health. Shiitake mushrooms can be swapped with cremini, portobello, or even button mushrooms. Want more depth? Roast them briefly before adding to your broth. Daikon radish and burdock root aren't common in every kitchen, but turnips, parsnips, zucchini, or even sweet potatoes can step in beautifully. As for miso, if you can find the unpasteurized kind, great. If not, choose the least processed version you can. Or create a simple broth with vegetable stock, a dash of soy sauce, and a splash of apple cider vinegar to mimic that same umami kick. Remember, this isn't about perfect replication. It's about preserving the purpose: protein, minerals, warmth, and balance. And if mornings are busy, make a large batch. Divide it into jars or containers. Keep it in the fridge for up to 4 days. A simple reheat is all it takes to keep the habit alive. You don't need to cook every day. You just need to prepare to care for yourself in advance. Because when a healthy habit is easy, it sticks. And in the quiet moments, when you're holding a warm bowl made from ingredients you chose with intention, you'll realize something. You've taken a tradition from halfway around the world and made it part of your life, not just in flavor, but in strength. There's a quiet difference between a routine and a ritual. A routine says, I have to do this. A ritual whispers, I get to do this. And in Japan, morning soup isn't just a habit, it's a ritual. One that honors the body, welcomes the day, and signals to every muscle and joint. You're safe, you're supported. Let's move. In many homes, elders rise not to rush, but to begin, with intention. The soup isn't gulped down in the car or microwaved while multitasking. It's served in a small bowl, held with both hands. Steam curls upward. The first bite is taken slowly. There's silence, there's presence, and with that warmth comes flow. Because here's what science confirms. Warm liquids first thing in the morning help increase circulation, especially to the limbs. Better blood flow means more oxygen to the muscles, more flexibility in the joints, and less of that creaky stiffness that makes mornings feel heavy. Think about your own start to the day. Do you rush through breakfast, if you eat it at all? Do your mornings begin with screens, stress, and stimulation? What if instead they began with warmth? A bowl of soup isn't just food. It's a chance to center yourself, to care rather than hurry. And when done consistently, this ritual becomes an anchor, not a burden, not another item on the to-do list, but a small act of devotion to the person you are now and the body that still carries you. Because strength after 65 isn't about brute force. It's about honoring what your body can still do and giving it the tools to keep doing it. One quiet bowl, one quiet morning, one quiet revolution. You eat your vegetables, you cut back on sugar, maybe you've even swapped soda for water, and still, your knees ache when you stand up. Your legs tire faster than they used to. Climbing stairs feels like a mountain. So what's missing? For many people over 65, the answer isn't less food. It's the right food. Most Western breakfasts are built around convenience. Toast, cereal, fruit, maybe a quick egg. But here's what's often missing from those meals: protein, minerals, and warmth. Let's break it down. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. After 60, your muscles need it every single day to avoid shrinking. But many seniors eat only a small amount in the evening, leaving their bodies undernourished all morning. Minerals like magnesium and calcium keep your bones strong and your muscles firing. But processed foods, even healthy ones, often lack them. Or worse, they come loaded with excess sodium that strains the heart. And warmth, yes, warmth matters more than you think. Cold, raw, or sugary breakfasts can slow digestion and circulation, especially in older adults. But warm, savory foods like soup wake the system up, preparing the body to move. Now think about the traditional Japanese bowl of soup. It's not flashy. It's not high in sugar. It's not something you'd find in a Western diner menu. But it delivers everything that's missing. Gentle plant-based protein, bone-supporting minerals, anti-inflammatory ingredients, and warmth that reaches deep into your core. It's simple, yes, but profoundly complete. And perhaps most importantly, it doesn't require willpower because it feels good. It's satisfying. It doesn't punish. It supports. In a world of restrictive diets and conflicting advice, that kind of ease is rare. But in one warm bowl, you just might find exactly what your body's been quietly asking for. We all want the same thing, really? Not to run marathons, not to chase youth, but to walk without pain, to stand without effort, to live our days on our terms. Freedom, after all, isn't found in grand gestures. It's found in the small things, done consistently, with care. And this simple bowl of soup, it's one of those things. It doesn't promise overnight transformation. It won't turn back the clock, but it will nourish the parts of you that still want to move, to create, to show up for life. Every spoonful is a quiet investment in your legs, your balance, your independence. Not dramatic, not loud, but real. Because the elders of Japan don't stay strong by accident. They stay strong by honoring small rituals, day after day, year after year. And you can do the same. You don't need perfect ingredients. You don't need a flawless schedule. You just need a beginning. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, could this be the day you trade a rushed breakfast for a nourishing ritual? Could a warm bowl become the anchor that steadies your body and your spirit? The answer isn't in the gym. It isn't in the mirror. It's in your hands. Or, more precisely, in your bowl.